Hey YouTube, this is The Art of Prepping. This is going to be some of the more quality, healthier food options for your bug out bag, shelf-stable foods, good grab-and-go foods. I'm making this because there's been quite a few people, especially from larger channels, with all due respect, that have actually communicated with me and to trying to tell me that only healthy foods that are good for the short term are those that are found in a refrigerator, and that you need and have to have refrigeration to eat healthy. I just don't believe that at all, and I'm going to prove that. I have about 25 items here as just an example in 4 categories that we'll go over. Now, these items could also be used in your pantry. This list was not designed for that at all. This is just for grab and go, for a bag that can be easily portable. So don't think that I'm like cutting a lot of things out on purpose. I'm just doing that because this is specifically for a bug out bag or egress situation. And all these foods don't require any prep. They can be stored, and they have a pretty decent, between 3 months to a little over a year, depending on the food, of storage in the home or in a bag. Okay, so we got 4 categories. The first one is fruits. These include dried cherries, dried blueberries, dried cranberries, dried banana chips, and these would have no oils in them. A lot of times the banana chips are cooked or dried in the oils. That's a no-go. Use lemon juice instead. Dried strawberry chips. You have dried dates, dried figs, dried apples, dried mango slices, and dried pineapples. Under vegetables, it could be organic vegetable powder mixes to make like powder drinks. You can also do freeze-dried peas, which can be readily eaten right then and there. That's a very good option. Dried seaweed and kelp, which gets you your iodine. Iodine is an essential type of nutrients. Freeze-dried green beans with a little bit of sea salt are very good, one of my favorite. And if you're into this, dried beetroot. Now, in terms of animal products, meats, and protein sources, there's a lot of people, including myself, that doesn't really pretty much eat any red meat. And I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world if it's prepared properly and it's a clean source, or it comes from a clean source. But let's just be honest and say that there's a lot of, it's not the majority of meats are pretty well tainted and pretty much nasty. But let's just go with dried nuts. As we had a video before, if you eat your nuts between 2 hours before or after a main meal, they're not going to bind up your minerals, and therefore you won't have any issues with absorption of your nutrients in your food and your diet. So you would eat your nuts separately, as we said, and this would be assorted nuts. It could be dried nuts or raw nuts. The raw nuts obviously are not going to give you the shelf life like a dried nut, but they're still, nonetheless pretty good. Raw almonds and walnuts, those would be excellent source. They have a lot of good fatty acids. In terms of other protein sources that are kind of like byproducts or actual, from animals, could be salmon, tuna, and chicken from good sources that are pre-cooked or steamed in those foil packets. I got a bug on my arm. Okay. And those foil packets could be pretty good, and they typically last anywhere from 6 months to a year, and they're good to go. And the bonus category would be a very, very good quality multivitamin, not the kind you find at Walmart. You're not going to find one at Walmart that would probably be good enough. You want to go to like SwansonVitamins.com or wherever else you can get a very high-end vitamin. If you're taking it other than a powdered form is usually the best and most bioavailable and absorbable in your body. If you're taking the actual pills, you're going to probably have to take several throughout the day. Like mine, for example, I used to take the powder, and I'm just transitioning until I can get more money, because it is very expensive, some of this stuff. But when I have the extra money, I get the powdered stuff. Right now, I'm in the pills, and so I take like one in the morning, one vitamin in the midday, and one in the afternoon. And that kind of breaks it up, and it's how it's supposed to be, though. So you have nutrients being released all through the day. So the last bonus item would be dark chocolate. No milk involved in this. This is just purely dark chocolate with no added sugar. And so now these 25 items in these 4 categories should be at least a primer, a start for you, and not to give you any more excuses to say, with all due respect, that you have to have refrigeration to eat well. This is totally not true. Now you may say, well, that's not a lot of choices still, but this is just a start. This is just an intro to foods that are nutritious. So you can dig a lot deeper and find many more. So this is just to get you thinking. And so that you don't have to keep on buying process this and process that foods when it's totally not necessary. Totally not necessary, and you don't need all those preservatives and chemicals and stuff that are in those foods. It's just not needed. So as always, thanks for watching. Hopefully this really is a more concrete, because I talk about a lot of times things not to eat, but I don't always hit the home run and tell you a big list, or at least some of a list of things to eat. And so here we go. As always, thanks for watching. Feel free to put more of these foods that you like for your go bag or a bug out bag in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. I would really appreciate it. We're in just our large family here, all learning from each other. And as always, thanks for watching.